What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Hopefully everybody's SuperCard journey is going good. Today in this video, what we are going to do is talk about 5 things in this game right now that I think need to be fixed, and then 5 amazing changes that I have seen in this game coming from my NBA 2K. So since this is SuperCard, now you would figure that 2K or Cat Daddy has had 7 years of experience by doing WWE SuperCard and be able to transfer some of those things over to NBA SuperCard. Now maybe we will get some of the things that I do mention and some of the things you might think are a little bit nitpicky, but they do, I think, contribute to the overall impact of the gameplay experience. So that is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about basically 5 bad things in this game that I think need to be fixed ASAP, and makes you think, did they actually learn anything from the 7 years of SuperCard and my NBA 2K? And then we'll talk about 5 amazing changes or good things that I have seen in this game. So if you enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up. If you have something that I did not mention or something that you would like to bring up, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I will do another video that is 10 hopes that I have for the game or things that I want to see in the game, but that'll be for the future. This is just about what we have right now. First thing, the speed time or speed up time and the load time of these quick matches. This is actually the only game mode that we have so far, but I have noticed and that's with me clicking the button like 8,000 times trying to get through the load screens. What about the speed up? What happened to the speed up? Why is there, I mean, sometimes it looks like it speeds up, but it does not feel like it goes very fast. Okay? When you think about considering Quick Game is the only game that we can play, this is all we got. When we have 10 to 15 seconds starting, and 5 to 7 seconds in the end screen. We're talking anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds roughly every single game, not to mention that the fact that it is super slow in the middle of the gameplay. That's just way too long. That's just way too long. And I mean, there's not much in the game right now, right? It's bare bones. Why is the load time so long to get into the game and to get out of the game? I don't remember any game mode in WWE SuperCard or my NBA 2K in which it takes this long. Even the speed up in last year's version and in WWE SuperCard is much faster than what we have now. Think about this. Think about if it was 15 seconds of load time, just the load time, not even the speed up time, just the load time. And I'll be generous and say 10 seconds. If you have 10 seconds of load time every single quick game, think about those people that have played at least 1,000 games so far. That is almost 3 full hours of just loading. Just loading. 3 full hours of loading. All those times that you went to the doctor's office and had to sit there for 30 minutes, how frustrated and irritated you are. Think about having to wait there for 3 hours just to... They got to fix the load time. They got to fix the speed up time. Next thing that I think they need to address, not necessarily, I don't know how they're going to fix it, but they definitely need to address it because, at least for me, and I think a lot of people, and these are one of the things that I would think, how could you have not have learned this from WWE SuperCard? There are so many card collectors out there. There's so many people out there that collect stars. Yet you're going to give us 82 stars that we cannot get in this game right now. You're going to give us 41 cards that we cannot get right now. I don't understand that. That is one thing that just bothers me. Absolutely bothers me. I will not be able, I got all the bronze, I got all the silver. We won't be able to collect all the gold. We're going to have 82 stars short of all the gold, and that is because there are all of these cards that were the team starters. Now, how can they fix it? Well, later on in other tiers, if they make them available for us to be able to get, then okay, that's cool, that's fine. But they can't go season after season after season and leave 81 stars here on the board for us to just be like, oh, okay, 81 stars. I'm a card collector. I don't want those 81 stars. I don't want to complete my catalog. They really got to address this. And a quality of life improvement, which I have found to be incredibly frustrating so far, is deck editing in game modes that require WNBA players like the Gauntlet or like Champions, where you have to have a WNBA player, only one in one single row. So yes, you can have 4 centers that are WNBA and have them all filled out. But if you autofill, it will do it for you. But if you want to optimize your deck, you have to be able to switch these cards around at will. And now let's say for one of them, this guy right here, Dorian Finney-Smith. Let's say I wanted to move him to power forward and switch out to a small forward instead because I have a different card or something. If I go in here and I hit swap, I can't swap any card because it's already in the deck. So in order for me to even swap cards, I gotta take the card out to begin with and then go over here and put the card in. Well, why don't we just have something to where we can drag and drop positions? This is not like WWE SuperCard, in which there is no position, right? WWE SuperCard, you just have male, you just have female, and that's it, okay? But in this game, position matters. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. You have to have a female, a WNBA player in every single one of them, and it is incredibly irritating to have to take one out completely, put a crappy card in there, and then move it to another one, to another place or whatever, and then redo that one, and then take that one out, then go back to the other one, and then put that one back in. Just put a drag and drop. Just put a drag where we can just pick one up, scroll it over, drop it in the next place. We have to have positions. We have to have each WNBA player. Quality of life definitely would be an improvement. Now let's talk about the game mode itself, champions, and every single aspect of this game mode, including the rewards. This game mode is 100% buns. Awful, terrible. I can't even believe that they added this exact game mode with the exact same rewards in here, thinking that that was remotely acceptable. This is the game mode, and again, we're going to be comparing to WWE SuperCard. This is now a SuperCard game, right? They've had SuperCard for 7 years to learn and grow and change and know what works and best and what the community wants. This is not what the community wants when it comes to Champions game mode. This is comparative to King of the Ring, and when you compare these two game modes, the amount of work that you have to do in Champions by refreshing energy, by completing objectives, to doing all that stuff is definitely not even remotely in the same ballpark as just getting one single energy in King of the Ring to refresh your energy. And then we're talking about the rewards themselves. In King of the Ring, in WWE SuperCard, you get 3 cards, 3 player cards. Here you get 1 single card and a support card, which is going to be our next topic, by the way. And you only get 1 single card. And the worst part about this is, worst part about Champions, if you are stuck in 16th place and 15th place, you're stuck. You gotta suffer through the entire thing for no reason. Like if I'm in last place, I got cards locked in, I can't, 1, do anything with my cards, And for 2, I'm not going to get any rewards, so I'm not playing. So I have all these cards stuck in this game mode I can't do anything about. I can't get out of the game mode. I can't quit. I can't forfeit. I can't do any of that stuff. But yet I'm stuck in here. And in King of the Ring, you lose first round, you can start another one. You lose second round, you can start another one. If you're in one and don't want to be in one, just don't charge and you'll get knocked out the next round. Here you got to suffer through the entire thing, which is crazy. This is just crazy. I can't even believe that they added this same game mode with these awful, terrible, incredibly bad rewards and kept everything the same. Guys, don't do champions. But to have to play 30 games in, I guess what they call a tournament. And when I say tournament, I mean like a bracket, single elimination. You got a first round, you play somebody, you move on to the next round, or that person gets knocked out type of thing. Why do they have 30 games? So if it changed it to a single elimination, that would be a step in the right direction. And 2, they need to change these rewards. They need to give you better rewards. 1 single player card when King of the Ring in SuperCard WWE gives you 3 player cards. We get a support card, which is terrible. And speaking of support cards, which is the last of the 5 topics I want to talk about today, I cannot believe that still, even after all these years of my NBA 2K, they still fail to see how absolutely worthless, boring, ugly, disgusting these support cards are, and getting these support cards are. We're talking about plus 12 to a single stat on a Sapphire card or a Sapphire Pro that gets into the what, 400s or 500s or whatever. We're talking about 12 single points in a single stat category. Not to mention the fact that it has all of the support cards have the ugliest, boringest, plainest pictures that you can possibly think of. Now what I would like to do is compare this. Let's go way back. Let's go 7 years ago to WWE SuperCard Season 1 5th tier, which is the ultra rare tier. The cards themselves are very comparable to the stats. The card designs themselves are very comparable in all them aspects. But let's look at the support cards. Okay, when we're talking about the support cards, look how many they got. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 17 different support cards. And not only are they support cards, and now I personally don't even like support cards in WWE, but they are at least somewhat useful because they do have things like this. +9, +9 to the entire deck. It gives you bonus, gives you boost to the entire deck. When we talk about single stats, we got all the way up to +15 to the entire deck. Now the single stat for the single card, which is the exact same ones that we have, that is +12. Remember, the +12 only adds to 1 single card. Not all the cards, 1 single card. The 1 single card stat in the exact same tier, the exact same category, comparable stats, +30. As you can tell, +30 feels a little bit more appropriate, I would say, for the type of numbers that the stat will get, or the cards will get, once that card is pro'd up. And look at these designs. Yo, we got Hacksaw on there with a 2x4. Why can't we get LeBron James with some powder? Why can't we get a coach doing something? Why do we gotta have these stupid, boring, plain support cards that have 1 single stat? We're talking about years of this. Years of this. How do they not learn? How could they have not figured out at this point that the support cards they put in this game are terrible? They gotta fix them. They gotta change the designs. They gotta do something with them to make them better. Now some of you might be saying, hey Sonny, you're being a little nitpicky, but you know what, these are things like, if we're talking about seasons here, we're talking about a game that's not going to reset. We're talking about a game that's going to go from Season 1 to Season 2 to Season 3 to Season 4. These are things that we're going to have to live with for on and on and on and years to come. We need to tackle these things in the beginning, in Season 1. These are things that need to be fixed. These are quality of life changes and improvements to the game that would really help the overall game experience when it comes to playing NBA SuperCard. And yeah, I don't know. Y'all have to let me know. Do you agree with those 5? Do you have any other ones that you would change? Let me know in the comments. Now that we got Negative Nancy out of the way, let's talk about the good, the amazing, the awesome changes and the things that I've really loved so far about this and things that they've implemented from WWE SuperCard. They put them over in here in NBA 2K, which makes me think, why can't they have done some of the other things that we mentioned previously? Well, first thing we're going to talk about is the ticket store. Now, if I'm talking about my experience in WWE SuperCard, I would have to say that pack odds are never the greatest when it comes to ticket stores, but they are really easy to get. Tickets are super easy to get. They're basic challenges, and there's not that many that you actually have to do. We're talking about you have a chance to pull a Sapphire every 2.5 days. At least right now you can get 10 tickets a day. They cost $25 each, or you could get the 10 one a day. I mean, you could open one of these packs every single day if you want to. If you're Sapphire tier, you have a 5% chance. Now, again, the odds are not the greatest. Same in WWE, the odds are not the greatest. But I have pulled top tier cards in ticket packs, and tickets are really easy to get. You could save them up. You can use them for to get ready for the next tier. I mean, when Ruby tier drops, you could be somebody that has tons and tons and tons of tickets. Now, we had a very similar thing last year in my NBA with Reigning Threes, right? We had a Reigning Threes store, but it expired every month. Like your currency expired every single month, which was stupid, and you couldn't save them and stack them. Well, here, I got 50 tickets. I got to open these up. It's only been 5 days now since it launched. This is amazing addition. I love it. Fantastic. I think the next thing that I really like that I'm glad they added is the arrows. Now, I have heard mixed reviews on this. I've had people say that arrows are stupid. They shouldn't put them in. Arrows make no sense. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I personally think they do make sense because there are certain players, right, that work really well with other players. There are certain teams or whatever that work really well with other teams. I like the idea, the concept. It is very basic considering there are only 4 arrows. And so you have to generalize a lot of things. Obviously, a lot of players can go with a lot of other players. But the overall idea that certain cards work better with certain cards than other cards is fantastic, especially when you're talking about the game of basketball. 2 players can play really good together, and 2 players can play really bad together. I think it's kind of cool. I like it in SuperCard. I like it with the strategy. I like it with the deck editing. I think it is a fantastic addition. While we're talking about it, I wish they really would have added matches to it. But that's another story. I didn't add that to the bad side because I don't know. It's hard for me to say whether or not it's bad. It's more of a preference for me. I think matches are better than not having matches. But either way, that's beside the point. Arrows, definitely a good addition. And then we're going to talk about probably, in my opinion, maybe the best addition of all that I've seen so far, and that is the Wnba. Like, how could you not congratulate them on, I'm sure, the effort that they had to put in, right? Since we're talking about NBA and WNBA, you got to figure that they had to have the rights. They had to get these rights. They had to negotiate. They had to put in the effort to get these WNBA contracts, images, licensing, and all that stuff when it comes to team names, players. Fan-freaking-tastic. Absolutely amazing. I am so happy that they added this in the game. Definitely giving the WNBA much more rep, much more recognition, much more exposure. Just in general, I mean, I didn't really watch WNBA, but now, you know, again, I'm getting into it. I'm getting into the players, getting into knowing the teams a lot better. Fantastic, amazing. Probably my favorite addition so far to this year has been the WNBA. Definitely a dub, 100%. Spinners. Last year, my NBA 2K Spinners was probably one of the most frustrating, irritating, disgusting things in the game. To pull a spinner not only as your reset, but then to spin a top tier legend spinner or whatever it is you got, if you got top tier, only to get a XP card, only to get a support card, only to get something like that. It just brought the morale and brought the just feeling of actually playing the game down to like a low. I hated, absolutely hated spinners. I thought they were so bad last year. The improvements that they made to spinners this year, 100% top notch. Beautifully done, beautifully thought out, and beautifully constructed in the way that we receive the spinners, as well as actually spinning them, as well as the rewards on the board. Amazing change. And it feels like they thought this out, planned this out, did all this, but yet things like support cards, bro, like, I don't know. Anyways, back to the spinners. So if you don't know, which I'm sure you know already, spinners are a bonus. So let's say in this particular case, in this particular spinner, if you pull a gold, then you get a gold spinner. If it's an NBA player that you pulled, if you pulled a gold NBA player, then you get an NBA gold spinner, which you can upgrade to the next tier. If you pull an emerald WNBA player, then you can upgrade to a sapphire, which is what I did here. You can pay the 25 credits. You can even pay 25 more credits to double your chances of the top tier. Since I pulled an emerald WNBA player, the spinner is only emerald WNBA players. And just that fact that it not only is it a bonus and not your tier pull or not your reset or anything like that, it's just a bonus in which you'll get another of whatever it is you just pulled. And then the last thing, which I again think is an absolute W, is the fact that they have announced and said and done multiple times that they will now support the game. Give us multiple seasons, just like WWE SuperCard, and I don't know if I could say that that's like technically in the game, but it's part of the game. It's part of the game in which I know or feel, at least as of this moment, that they're going to be supporting the game. They're going to be adding things to the game, making it hopefully more enjoyable, giving us new event modes, planning for the future, not just thinking, oh, we're going to this point, we're resetting, and then we're going to start fresh. You know, they got to think about season 1, season 2, season 3. What are the tiers for the future and all that stuff? So, and that we get to keep cards. The season edition is absolutely fantastic. Really glad that that is here. And it makes the game have more longevity, I guess you could say, and more like hopes that they're gonna support the game and give us a lot of things that we need. But anyways, guys, that is gonna do it for today's video. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to go through 5 bad things, 5 good things about the game. Now, obviously, no game is perfect, and no game is 100% have everything that you want, and not every single game is gonna tailor to every single person's preferences. But I do feel, at least as far as the bad things that we talked about, one especially, load times and speed times, oh my god, they are atrocious. Support cards, they gotta get those fixed, man. They gotta get those fixed. The rewards in Champions, and it kind of scares me for the other game modes. The rewards for game modes in the past in my NBA have been terrible in a lot of the game modes, and it scares me that they left them in there and kept the same rewards that all the other game modes are going to be the same. So they need to restructure champions bracket style, like King of the Ring. Make it where we get better rewards. We can opt out or quit, and when we lose, we leave. They learned that from WWE. They learned it. I mean, we went through it in WWE. How did they not implement it and add it in this game is just beyond me. Catalog stars. Catalog stars. Why can we not collect all the stars? It just seems common sense. Seems common sense, Cat Daddy. Like a lot of these things, like I said. Did they not learn? But then I think they did learn, because we got spinners, which is amazing. We got seasons now, which a lot of people wanted. We got Wnba, which is freaking-tastic. We got challenge rewards, tickets, ticket packs, things like that. I don't know. As my battery dies, y'all will have to let me know in the comments. What do you think of my 5 and 5? Good, bad? What else would you, what else am I leaving out? There will be another video coming soon about 5, 10, whatever things. I don't know how many things I can think of, but however many things I can think of that I want them to add into the game. But that'll be for a whole separate thing. But anyways, guys, hopefully everybody's having a great weekend. I will see y'all again soon. Yo, ball out. I'm out. Peace.